a quick kitchen tidbit, and I'm going to be making a casserole, or well, a skillet really, but we're going to use some Alfredo sauce in it. So I thought this was a good opportunity to give you a good recipe for a basic Alfredo sauce. Now it's had to have been over a year ago, maybe even a year and a half ago, I did a fettuccine Alfredo with shrimp, and I did Alfredo sauce in that as well. But tonight I'm going to show you just the basic Alfredo sauce recipe. That way it's easier for everyone to find and easy to refer to. So I'm going to do this, and then we're going to do the other thing in another video. Alfredo sauce is really simple, and you have what you need to make this in your refrigerator. We're going to make this in, you need equal parts of butter and flour. So we're going to use a stick of butter, which is half a cup of flour. I'm going to use about a cup of Parmesan cheese, 4 cups of milk. Yeah, that's what that is. I'm going to use 2 cloves of garlic that I'm going to chop and add in there. We're going to salt and pepper this to taste. So the first thing we need to do is get our butter in the pan and get it melting. You put that in there. That's good. And I'm going to show you an easy way to do some garlic, to chop fresh garlic. I'm going to have Rick come back over here. Sometimes I like to take my bulb apart, and the best way to do that is just to lean on it, and this, watch, it's not going to go. It's not going to go. But sometimes it's easy to do that. Not with this one. This is very fresh, so that's all right. You can get 2 nice cloves of garlic off of here. Let's see how big they are. That's a good one. Take this one. Those are nice sized. You never want to put your garlic in the refrigerator. I have this little copper garlic container that my mom gave me for my birthday. She got it at an antique store, and I actually use it, and it probably needs to be polished up with some ketchup, but it works. It does its job. So if you don't know how to peel garlic easily, you're going to put the garlic down on your board. You can put your knife there and pounce it. Okay? And it's going to slip right out of that skin. We're going to chop it anyway. That's exactly how we want it. And you're going to just peel it right out of that skin. Here, pop. And the best part about this, I'm going to give this one another whack. Or 2. You've kind of already done half of the work for yourself already.
The best part is the smell.
And the best part is the smell. That's true. Okay, that's good. If you like it finer, go for it. This is basically going to melt right into that sauce, so no worries. Okay, let's see here. This butter is melting nicely. I'm going to throw my garlic in here.
So how did it get its name?
Because the gentleman who created Alfredo sauce, his name was Alfredo. Alfredo.
Not Larry?
No, not Larry. I'm also going to add some crushed red pepper flakes. Shake in what you like. If you don't like that many, don't put that many. If you don't like red pepper flakes, leave them out. But the story goes Alfredo was, his wife and his children got very, very sick, and they wouldn't eat. They were on the verge of death. And he created this dish because it would be easy on the stomach and easy on the palate, and it was pleasing. And the story goes that he saved his family's life by creating this sauce and serving it to them over pasta. I like that story. I don't care if it's true or not. Okay, you're going to add your flour in there. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit back to where it was. And I'm going to cook this roux, you've now created a roux. I want to cook the rawness out of that flour. We don't want to brown it as if you were making a Louisiana style roux for a gumbo or an etouffee, but you want to lightly toast this roux so that all the raw flavor cooks out of the flour, because if you don't, your sauce is going to be ever so slightly gritty, and you're going to be able to taste it, be very pasty tasting because the flour hasn't cooked well enough. And that's probably sufficient. I'm going to get my milk. I'm just going to free pour my milk. I'm probably going to use what was left in that bottle, and that bottle is a half a gallon, and it was about half full, which is approximately 4 cups. So I'm going to put in half of what was there, and I'm going to whisk it until it thickens, and I know that I'm most likely going to need to add some more milk. And now you've reduced the heat in that pan substantially by pouring cool milk in there, so you're going to need to bring the sauce back up to temperature until it starts to bubble. You'll be able to feel the viscosity change once that starts to boil and that flour starts to absorb some of that liquid. And I'm going to switch to my wooden spoon because I know how aggravating it can be to listen to metal on metal sometimes. And I like to bang my spoon on the side of the pan. I know. I'm sorry.
Almost as bad as listening to a teenager.
It can be a challenge. Okay, you can already see this starting to change.
It's silky.
It is getting silky and it's starting to thicken.
Looking good already.
It is. I'm going to go ahead and add some more milk. Maybe about another cup. I'm going to continue to stir. And the beauty part here is if you put in too much milk and you want it a little bit thicker, get your Wonder flour out of the cupboard and whisk it right in, and you don't have to worry about any lumps. Because this is not, this isn't an exact science, it's cooking. And cooking's not hard. You just have to have a good place to start, and you have to know the building blocks. Alfredo sauce is a good building block to have. Because basically, without the garlic and the red pepper flakes, we've created a bechamel sauce. That's one of the mother sauces. I believe there are 4 or 5 mother sauces. And there are bechamel, hollandaise, béarnaise, mayonnaise. I can't think of... There's one more. I think there's one more. I think it's a beurre blanc, which is just a butter sauce. This is also how you would start a fondue. I don't know if any of you follow Canadian Patriot 1973. She just made a fondue the other day. She also made the French bread baguette that went into the fondue. And I'll tell you what, that girl, she's got it going on. Y'all should check her out. If you don't already, check her out. She's awesome. She's made it her mission to do a video every day for a year, I think is what she said. So far, so good, too.
She's done 2?
No, she's done 19. Oh. And I know it's probably like watching paint dry, watching me stir this, but all in good time. A good Alfredo does take a little bit of time, but not that much time. This is getting nice and thick. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch back to my whisk, but I'm going to get my Parmesan cheese. I was really lucky today. I usually buy, when I buy my Parmigiano Reggiano, there's a kind of an upscale grocery store here where I live. And I usually buy their store brand of Parmigiano Reggiano because I usually like to buy this is shredded. I usually like to buy the grated, which is like almost ground up. But no, this container is, I'd say, about 1.5 cups. So I'm going to start with about 1 cup. I may just toss that whole thing in there.
Don't have too much.
Well, you can't have too much because then your Alfredo sauce will be a little greasy. You don't want it to separate. I was able to get the organic Parmesan cheese today, and it was the same size container, and it was less. It was about $1 less, and neither one of them were on sale. You know, what I mean to say is they were both regular price. Now, see, that cheese is starting to thicken that sauce up really nice. So I am going to add the rest of this milk in there. Did I splash? Let that cheese melt in there until it's fully incorporated into the sauce. It's almost there. It's still getting a little stringy. But once it gets up to the temperature it should be, then it'll start to melt in and it'll be really good. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch to my spoon now. That looks good, doesn't it? I think that looks yummy. Alright. That's Alfredo sauce, folks. You're just going to stir this until it's nice and smooth. And then don't keep it on a high heat. Keep it on a 2, just to keep it warm. And then whisk it periodically. Now, the other thing I am going to add to this, excuse me, sweetheart. I'm going to add your favorite thing.
Bacon?
Yeah, not that favorite thing. The thing that makes you cringe every time Rachel Ray says it. Well, where is it? Oh, there it is.
Oh, the thing that makes it go, ew, what is that in there?
No. That's not what they say. Every good white sauce and Alfredo needs a little grating of nutmeg. I don't know what it is, but it does make a difference. Okay. And then I'm also going to add some black pepper, but I'm going to wait until later. This is your basic Alfredo. Butter, flour, garlic, crushed red pepper, milk, Parmesan cheese, and a grating of nutmeg. There you have it. Simple, basic, delicious Alfredo sauce. I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, I'll see ya.